Mirkarimi is a City of San Francisco supervisor, which is to say he's a member of their Cámara de Diputados, of the municipal council of that city. The reason we've asked Mr. Mirkarimi to speak to you is because he's an expert in the environment and the city, and specifically, he played a very important role in a law that might be of interest to you, namely getting supermarket plastic bags to be, well, when you go to a, how's it say it? When you go to a supermarket, you know you get a plastic bag to put your food in. Mr. Mirkarimi was influential in getting supermarkets to use paper bags for reasons that the paper bags create less litter. He's also an expert in other areas of the environment. For example, his city proposes to tax cigarette smokers and use the funds they get to pick up, como se dice, filter tips of cigarettes. Las colillas. It's a way of cleaning up the city. Mr. Mirkarimi, I believe, is 47 years old. He was a member, and may still be, of the Green Party of the United States. He is, I think, a 20-year or thereabouts resident of San Francisco. He studied public policy. I see his biography suggested he once had an interest in the line of work that I'm in and some of my compatriots are in, that is the American Diplomatic Foreign Service. And with that, I'm going to let Mr. Mirkarimi do the real talking, and he'll be happy to take your questions. And I should point out, Mr. Mirkarimi, in addition to environmental activists and members of the government, we do have representatives of, I think, the company that prepares or that makes the plastic bags which are used in Uruguay and supermarkets. So we have a good balance. Please go ahead, and thank you very much.
Polietileno de los supermercados, o sea que tenemos un público bastante variado.
Buenos dias, buenas tardes, Uruguay. I'm Ross Mirkarimi. First, let me share my condolences. We heard about the passing of Mario Benedetti. He's known to many of us, actually, so our condolences to Mr. Benedetti's passing. I authored the ban on plastic bags here in San Francisco. When I sponsored the legislation, I did not know that this was going to be the first ban in this hemisphere. We were not aware that there had not been other cities in the United States, nor in the South or even the North, that had not pursued this kind of law successfully. Should I just keep talking in translation? It's simultaneous?
Yes, you can carry on. It's simultaneous.
Thank you. I wasn't told it was. The motivation for the banning of plastic bags is simple. I hold a very strong belief that we cannot wait for our own federal government, Washington, D.C., or a state government, in this case in California, it's the Sacramento legislature, to address in a robust way, in an effective way, our concerns about environmental degradation, global warming, greenhouse gas emissions, CO2. And so we in San Francisco take the belief that municipal government needs to step up to the plate. And so through municipal law, we decided to target the largest grocery stores and pharmacies. Combined, they produce anywhere upwards to millions of bags per year just in the city of San Francisco. By us being able to target 110 stores, we've been able to then help capture the waste stream of about probably about 100 million bags that annually go through San Francisco. In the United States, it is estimated that nearly 1 trillion plastic bags are used by consumers throughout this country. It is a myth, in our opinion, that these bags are recyclable, despite what the industry, the plastics and petroleum consuls may say, or the grocers industry. Infrastructure is not well in place to accommodate the conversion of plastic bags, the polyethylene, virgin petroleum or gas in which they are made from. And because of the capacity of their landfill occupation, which takes about 500 years for the plastic bag to degrade, we decided just to ban it altogether. The ban comes with enforcement, so that within our department in the environment, we survey the stores to see if they are in compliance. If they are in compliance, wonderful. If they are not, then it's a monetary penalty, a financial penalty, that follows up after several warnings so that they do come within compliance. In the near 2 years that this law has been in effect, we have seen so far 100% compliance with the stores that we had targeted. Now we are beginning to consider expanding the law into smaller stores, which will be a challenge, but one that we are beginning to aim for. I don't know if you'd like to ask any questions, or I can continue to talk.
Go on with your presentation, please.
Okay, thank you. It wasn't, we were not notified if we should just speak continuously. So this is only a small part, in my opinion, of what a local government can do. We have also banned the use of styrofoam out of restaurants. San Francisco has many wonderful restaurants, and we, in many of them, use styrofoam containers so that when people want to leave with their excess food, we decided to ban those as well. So styrofoam is now also on the menu of targets that we're aiming for. Equally, the same level of enforcement of those who survey the restaurants to see if they are in compliance is what we are now beginning to monitor, and we're starting to see very strong compliance with restaurants, and the laws seem to be working. This conversion of habits, although there happened to be a lot of complaining up front, those complaints faded immediately once the laws went into effect, and people are beginning to recognize, even with a very liberal thinking city like San Francisco, people automatically reflects to the notion of don't tell us what to do, but I think with education, they begin to understand the contribution we can make towards the larger objective of reducing greenhouse gas emissions, reducing landfill costs, improving, I think, the pocketbook of our taxpayers who have to pay for the landfill cost, and promoting the notion that those retailers and those manufacturers who produce this pollutable material should be held responsible. So the kind of laws that we're passing puts the liability or responsibility on the polluter. And even though that the consumer also has responsibility, we are working towards constructing law so that both consumer and manufacturer and retailer are informed and notified that we're serious about the regulation of materials that go to our landfill or materials that pollute heavily into our environment. Recently, I authored legislation in the Board of Supervisors